That is brought to you by the CARICOM Business Network.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Let's Chat. We're a live stream from the CARICOM Business Network studios located in Queens, New York. We have actually been off for the month of May. We were running some upgrades. We were basically practicing some of the new platforms that we've added to the system. It has been successful, so we're back officially live. We are going to start going live at 8 o'clock on Tuesdays from now. Just some of the changes that we are making to better serve you guys. With that being said, I just want to thank everyone for joining us this evening. I do have a very special guest standing by. Do have a couple of announcements to make. The East Indian Guyana celebration is on this Saturday at Smoky Park. I got a flyer here I'll put up in a second. Just want to encourage you guys to come out there, celebrate. It's going to be a lot of activities for the family, the kids. It's going to be a very special event. I want to thank Mr. Ralph Tamesh for putting this together. And there we have the flyer. Basically, it's going to be Saturday, June 7th at Smoky Park, which is located at 127th Street and 97th Avenue. Perfect. Guys, go check it out. For any information, you can always reach out to Mr. Ralph Tamesh and the rest of his team. Perfect. So, like I said, I got a very special guest standing by for you guys. Phenomenal dude. He has been dominating the industry in terms of lots of original songs. He's very super duper talented. And we have actually been expanding not only on the television aspect of things, we have actually been expanding the CARICOM Business Network. The website seems phenomenal traffic. For all you business people who want to come on the show, feel free to reach out to me. We can get your business listed. We got lots of promotion in terms of inter-business marketing. And that was, we go live every Tuesday now from 8 o'clock where we promote the business and the services. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to go ahead and bring on my very special guest. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ashay to the show. Good evening, Ashay. Welcome, my brother. How are you doing?
Not too bad, brother. First of all, Trevor D, thank you so much for having me on, brother. It's such a great opportunity to be on with you here.
No worries, no worries. It's all my pleasure, man. I see you've been doing a lot of big things in the industry. I'm super excited to get to know you, get our fans to find out a little bit more about you, what you got plans and all of that fun stuff. But I officially just want to say thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule. I know you're a super busy guy. You're down there in Florida, am I correct?
Yes, I am actually.
Sunshine all day long, man.
I know, bro. Sometimes a little bit too hot, though.
I hear you, man. But yeah, go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us, how you got started in the music industry, all that fun stuff. Show us the journey from your perspective.
Definitely. Again, first of all, for having me on Trend TV here, man. This all started, my brother, from, growing up in a musical family. I was born in Trinidad and Tobago. I grew up in a small town called Curep. And my family, they were immersed in Indian music. They had a band and stuff. My dad was a very prolific singer. He sang in the voice of Muhammad Rafi. So, you grew up around this culture and, kind of like having it instinctive in you because, you as a kid, you always hearing your dad singing, your uncles, and they playing music. And they had the band called Manoranjan Indian Orchestra. So I want to believe it's in my DNA. And growing up, you started singing. But then, of course, the times changed and the genre I grew up in, I kind of switched from as I got older and started to do my own thing. As a teenager, I started to gravitate towards rock music, not to be cliche, and more so for the contemporary rock, like the ballads and stuff, the nice, Guns N' Roses and Poison and those guys, Led Zeppelin. And I started to, sing those songs on a way of thinking that I would become a singer. Right. And sometimes, they would sound kind of okay and grew up in a family. And then, so I had that sound, that rock ballad sound, that 80s rock ballad sound. And then the great Kumar Sanu came around, my brother, and he did Jabukoi Baat Bigade Jaye. And Trevor, when I heard that song, brother, it was like there's a whole history with that. Excuse me, a whole history with that song with me because I was actually working. We came down from Canada to Trinidad to build a cable TV system, and the superiors they were from Canada. And while singing that song, Jabukoi Ba Biga Jai, they would say that that is actually an English song, 500 Miles. So I incorporated the English piece together with it, and it started sounding really good. And some people said that, boy, you're sounding like the original. And so I shifted from rock, and I went and started doing Kumar Sanu songs because he came out like in the early 90s, I want to say 1991. And all his songs, man, Trevor, you can remember, every month there was like a couple of new songs coming out. And he had this kind of flavor, this kind of English kind of flavor, because he will do songs like To All the Girls I Love Before Kissy Se Mujhe Pyar, 500 Miles, Jab Koi Baat, and a lot of songs that had that English kind of flavor. And it was something that I gravitated to and I fell in love with. And I started doing that. And then my uncle, professional musician, he kind of taught me some chords in the guitar, and I would go about, and you're hanging out, you're young, with the friends and stuff. And I'll be, jamming my guitar and doing those songs. So that's how it came about, growing up with a family who was in music. And from then, it just became a passion. And I started doing shows and stuff. And then in 1993, there was the Kumar Sanu competition in Trinidad and Tobago held at Rienzi Complex that I took part in, and actually came first in that. Oh, so wow. Then I realized that, I had some substance. Accolade, yeah. And then I just started doing my thing, and always been since I moved from the cable company, cable TV work. I started my little business. So I always been doing business and stuff, but I always did my music as a passion, and not so much on a professional level per se. And until so much has happened since then, brother. So basically, that's how I started, because my family, went to the music business and stuff.
That's phenomenal. Now, we had someone from Trinidad and Tobago on the show. I'm losing blank of his name. Chutney Bacchanal.
Chutney Bacchanal. That would have been Chris Garcia, right?
Garcia. He actually had a similar story in the rock. He kind of mixed the rock and the chutney kind of vibe together. So hearing you say that, it's like, oh wow.
Yeah. Chris Garcia was the epitome of that, brother. That guy is so talented, man. Oh my goodness. He was one of the first guys that I saw to actually real professional singing in Trinidad, bro. And he's still amazing, brother. Yeah, we got some. Yeah.
Yeah, he was actually on the show a while back. He's a friend of the show. He'll be popping on here soon. But when I heard this story about The Rock, I instantly thought of him.
Definitely. Trev, you know what? I got a lot of people who wanted to get the live, brother. I wanted to share the live on my page.
Awesome. It's streaming right now on my page, Trevor Dan Paul. It's also streaming on CARICOM Business Network. I mean, it's also streaming on ROKU TV. It's streaming on Fire TV.
Right.
Under Trend TV. But if you can go to my profile, Trevor Dan Paul, they'll be able to see it there. Are you able to see it on your profile?
Let me see. I think you tagged me, because there's a lot of anxious people. I don't want to adjust the phone and kind of change the dynamic.
I'll do it on my end. I'll go ahead and tag you here again.
Okay, great.
Awesome. So you got any shows coming up? Anything that you're working on? Any new music?
It's ironic you would say that, Trevor. Is like this year, since this year started, bro, it's been one of the busiest years thus far in the music business, brother. Some music. I did my music. Like I did use some producers from Suriname, and I use Devin Beats, and I use Jwala, and we created some new music, and ever since this year started, bro, it's just been so busy. And to answer your question, I just came back from New York. I want to say a couple of weeks ago. I did Flamingo Mantras. I'll be back in New York this weekend. I have a Father's Day show at the Hibiscus in Florida, South Florida here. The Father's Day show that we're going to be having on the 20th of June. That same day, I'm doing a wedding. Then we'll be talking a lot about the weekend after. I'll be going to Guyana.
Okay.
I'll be doing a concert and actually doing my a meet and greet and doing the music video for my new song that I just dropped a couple of weeks ago in Trinidad.
Oh, that's perfect. You're a very busy guy, man. You're all over the place.
I'm very grateful for that, brother, because I believe when you do the right thing and with respect and love, and you gotta work really hard at what
True.
in order to get something, and you have to challenge yourself with very difficult things because you don't want to keep doing the normal thing every day, every time, because you get the same result. So I try to challenge myself and create new things. Nothing must be like the last one I did. For example, this song "Rupti" that I released a couple of weeks ago. I'm holding it down a little bit. It's on the radios and DJs has it and stuff. But when the music video come out, I want to rebirth it with that song, which will be coming out in a few weeks from now, and that's going to be So I'm just so grateful that all these things are happening, and I'm continuing to work hard because my last song, Mira Ikat Sapanaye, that's the one I did with. I did that one with Babe, I Love You. So I like to mix my songs and stuff.
I love it. I love that. That's what put me on a map for you. I'm like, I heard the song. I'm like, what's going on here? This is
yeah.
I did my little research. I'm like, wow, this is super cool, dude.
We do things, right? And we don't know how it's going to be received. And everything is subjective, as I always say. But that one actually resonated with a lot of people, man. And it went viral. And I had another song that I was going to release, but because of what happened with that song, the success I got with that song, I'm very grateful for. I actually pivoted into trying to do something different from it. Hence how we came out with this "Rupti" song, the new song that I released. So it's always trying to change the game and make it exciting, because for me, it's a whole bundle of joy, man. It's joy. I try to enjoy what I do, because it's like a lot of traveling, a lot of recording, a lot of shows, but I enjoy it. I enjoy every moment of it, and it means a lot to me with a passion. And I will continue. I'll try to continue to do that, brother, as long as I can do it, because these things, like, a lot of people ask me, hey, Ashe, how you do this, man? How you do 2 gigs a night, and you fly here and then you do this. I say, you take it one day at a time. You got to strengthen yourself physically. That's first. Mm-hmm. And I believe when you strengthen yourself physically, you kind of get mentally strong. And when your willpower is strong with discipline, then I believe you can acquire and accomplish anything you want.
Well said. Well said. You ought to make a song about that. That's awesome. Yeah. So from your perspective now, who do you look up to, like, currently in the current agenda right now? All the people, so many different people. Who do you look up to? Who do you like their style? Who's your like go-to person right now in the industry?
In the industry, well, I am trying to change the sound of it. One of the guys that really, really jumped out to me is Rohit, man. Rohit Chan.
Oh man.
Yeah, Rohit Chan
is the man.
Yeah, bro. What he did was with his music, brother. The compilations, the collabs and stuff with the kind of songs he put together is just out of this world.
It is.
Yeah, his productions, his music. So he's one of the guys that motivates me, man. And if I say otherwise, I'll be lying, bro. When I first came into this music, I want to say it's right about now, it's 4 years since I really jumped on a professional level.
Okay.
And I've done like about probably 13 songs or so I recorded. And, I came in with love, because, to try to share everybody and try to learn. Because when I came in, I didn't know much about it, because
you learn on the fly.
I did it. Everything has changed from when I was doing it back then.
Right.
So I had to learn this whole thing all over again. So I just came in with the premise of my personality, which is loving everything I see. And Rohit Chan, his music really jumped out to us, man. And I called him and I spoke to him, and he put me on to Jwala. And Jwala did that song Meri Tara, brother. Meri Tara, yeah. The Meri Tara is the one with the boy George. Mm-hmm. Do you really want to hurt me?
Yes.
And it's one of my most successful songs. And that wouldn't have happened without Rohit, and I give Rohit kudos for that, man. So
yeah, man. Shout out to Rohit Chan. He was on the show too. He's a friend of the show. We're in talks to bring him back on.
Definitely. He's been so busy and all,
Yep. I look at the schedule. You guys are traveling all over the place. It's like no rest. And I'm one of the guys who actually, I'm like, how do they do it? Most of you guys are, they have the little business, like you say, you're a businessman, you're running a business, and this is a business by itself also. So it's really amazing to see you guys juggling all of that and keep consistently doing it. I know, man, because I got my little business going on too, and with the show and everything that's happening, it's very hard, it's very difficult. Like last month, we've expanded the network. So right now we're on television, we're on all the social media platforms.
Awesome, brother. Congratulations.
Thank you, man. So we're expanding, and with the expansion, you find more problems. There's streaming issues, there's rights, it's a lot. So just doing it, from my perspective, I give you particularly right now, you're on the show, props for continue doing what you do and bringing all the fantastic music. And I'm a fan. I love the way, just like you mentioned, Rohi-chan, you guys have a similar thing going on where you mix the music and it just flows. It's a perfect marriage.
Thank you, brother. Thank you so much. We aspire for that, to that, and you mentioned, how do we do it? There are times when I would do concerts and I will actually finish my week off and on a Friday night, and sometimes straight to the airport. I'll fly, do a gig on a Friday night, then get prepared to do a gig on a Saturday night, then meet and greet, and then sometimes fly back in time just to go to work. Sometimes I don't sleep. So you gotta be able to make that sacrifice. But one of those things, as I say that, one of the things we gotta look at, we have to be in a healthy state. And we have to always, do our, blood work and stuff to make sure, check your blood pressure, check your blood sugar level. This is just my thing. I don't drink alcohol. I don't do drugs. I don't, and I try to exercise and stuff. And those things, sometimes we turn a blind eye to it and it becomes a big problem because a lot of people who don't, who exert themselves too much and not checking those things, sometimes it can lead to stroke. It can lead to, a cardiac malfunction, a heart attack or something, all those kind of things. And we had to be conscious of what's going on inside of us. And once we push ourselves, like I sometimes push myself, I would wake up sometimes like 2:30 in the morning, man, and do a workout. And so you're prepping yourself. Everything I do is for something, and that's just me, I like to do hacks and stuff. And it comes to help you because like my flights to New York, I got to wake up 3 o'clock in the morning when I'm flying. And then you go there and then you meet people and you do that kind of stuff. So the number one thing I believe is your health. You have to make sure that
health as well.
Prioritize that, and after that, everything else can happen. But once you're the hardest worker in the room, and I always say, I don't need a validation. Why? Because I don't need that? Because I work very hard and I give my best with love and respect. That's the best I can give, with love and respect. I do it I'm not perfect, I'm human. So, some things may be misconstrued. However, I always have good intentions when I do something. I try to, because as Trevor, this what you're doing here for us, man, is actually building the culture. And it's about, as I always say, not to be cliche, as I always say, is the ones who come after us will keep it going. Just like we are here now. They were, my dad and they're the ones that started it for us. We came after, and all the ones who coming after. So I try to represent in a way that, in a tasteful way. I have some humor in the stuff that I do. I try to keep it, about my music and stuff. But most of all, if to the listeners who are listening right now, especially the kids, I try to think about when I do stuff. I try to think about if this is going to affect a kid in a positive way. That they one day, not only to try to be a singer, but they can see that Ashe, he's doing this and he's doing that. Rohit is doing this. Trevor is doing this and doing that, and look at the results that they're getting. Probably I can't sing, but probably I can try to. I used to play the guitar. I can probably try to excel in that or some way, or probably there's another skill that I have. I can use that same mindset that they're using because I am motivated by other people. I look at a lot of fitness people and stuff. Those are the ones that motivate me, and I try to of course look at it and try to analyze and make sure that that what they're doing, because a lot of people do things for clicks now.
Oh, man, tell me about it.
And and it's not actually what's really happening. And we for ourselves, we need to align ourselves with people, with successful people, because as I always say, successful people don't take many risks because they have plenty to lose.
Right.
So if you find yourself in a circle with a bunch of single guys who just hanging out and stuff, and you know, they're 8 to 4 jobs and stuff, you know, think about our life. So we've all been there. But then on the other hand, you align yourself with people who are business people, who are entrepreneurs, who are fitness gurus, you know, everybody, you know, police officers, those kinds of things. You know, you align yourself with those people, you're going to have that mindset that who share your values.
You know,
And
I have to say, I
yeah,
didn't expect this conversation to end up here, but it's so very refreshing to hear you talk about. You recognize that you're in the public eye. You're somewhat of a role model. People will want to mimic you, and you want to bring that positivity. It's very refreshing to hear you, you know, touch on all these topics. You have the perception, you have the understanding that what you do can affect somebody. Like, for example, you have a super fan. He wants to mimic what you're doing. Now you're promoting, right? And you're talking about eating healthy, you know, taking care of yourself, exercise, all of that fun stuff. That's the kind of thing I think as celebrities, you know, basically you're a celebrity in your own right. This is the kind of thing I like to see people doing. It's not always about jumping on there, getting the clicks, the likes, making the money, traveling, living the celebrity lifestyle, but also putting a positive influence on people's life, not just you doing the music, but just a kind word. Imagine if you meet a young man at a show and you tell him, hey, you know what, you know, stay in school or follow your dreams, something positive. 10 years later, you found that guy is, you know, dominating a certain industry, and he comes to you and you say, hey, you know what, that day XYZ, you told me XYZ, and I ran with it.
Oh my gosh.
That's the kind of positive influence you want to put out there. And you know, it's very refreshing to hear you say that. So props to you, man.
Thank you, brother. Well, you know, Trev, you have this platform, bro. And it all starts with like yourself and people like you. Because of your platform, we now, you know, we are brought onto your platform, and we have this platform to use. And it's not, as I always say, it's not always about talent. Talent is like about 30 or 40% of success. The rest is articulation.
Yes, practice beats talent any day.
Right. The way you articulate something, you know, is very, very important, the way you articulate something. And, you know, like, for example, you can have someone who is the best guitarist. Let's use a metaphor. The best guitarist. He's the best. His ability is immaculate, 100%. But if he's unreliable, so reliability is better than ability. Correct. So that comes with articulation too, I believe. So, you know, it's not just having a skill and being able to sing. That's why, you know, I do a lot of interviews and stuff. And, you know, I talk about music. And then my conversation, when I have the time, like today, it's, you know, let's chat. So we have a lot to talk about. Like, I'm going to come to the point with my music video and my sponsors and all that kind of stuff. But it's very important that we set the mindset. We start the platform and create the mindset of what we're trying to do here. We're trying to encourage the next people, the people that are coming next, to let them know, again, it's not only about music and it's not only about clicks, but it's about discipline. Discipline is a very, very strong word, and you don't just get discipline overnight. You gotta challenge yourselves. You gotta do things outside the box, but always do it with love and respect. Because in this business, in this business, when I came on this business, I things started happening, Trevor. Things really started happening, and sometimes the people who you hire or who you trust to you know, to create, to be part of your creation, are the ones sometimes when you are doing your best, are the ones sometimes who can hold you back. But when you are driven, and when you have a direction, and when you when you see that light at the end of the tunnel, you don't let anything affect you. Right. Stick to your guns. Because you're gonna have, you know, your trajectory. You're gonna have bumps in the road and stuff, right? You're gonna have lightning striking here. You gotta dodge here. You gotta dodge there. But when it becomes in the circle, you have to recognize these things, because sometimes people try to manipulate your mind. True. And if their values, and if you look at that individual and you see that individual isn't really going anywhere, why should he be the one dictating my pace? Correct. So we got to look for nefarious behaviors in the people we align ourselves with, who we have doing our work. You know, Trev?
Definitely. Let me just switch gears real quick. I have DJ Sean, Fantastic Sounds. He's shouting out my brother Akshay.
DJ Sean, what's up, buddy?
Yep. We also have Sherry. I think Sherry's in love with you. She put up a heart there.
That's my wife.
Okay. Awesome. Then we have on the check-in Mr. Lake Prasad. Mr. Lake Prasad is actually part of the program. He has
Yes.
his show on Sunday from 12 to 2. Good evening, sir. Thank you for joining us. Also want to bring up to you, you're down in Florida, so we actually have one of our sponsors, Mahika Meadows. Have you heard about Mahika Meadows?
No, I haven't.
So Mahika Meadows, they have a huge project in Guyana. They're building hundreds of houses over there. They have an event in Florida on June the 13th. So if you are, you're in Florida, spread the word for me. It's
Sure.
going to be, they can go to mahikameadows.com. They can sign up. It's a launch event. It's going to be at 5959 Banquet Hall over there in West Colonial Drive, and that's in Orlando, Florida.
Oh, that's in Orlando. Okay. That's where the event is, right? What part of Florida are they from? Orlando?
No, they're actually from originally, the owners from Mahika Meadows are from Canada, but they're from Guyana originally. But yeah, they have a huge project down there. You can see some of the properties I put up there. You can basically pick a property. You can customize the property how you want it built. Everything is modern. It's like you're taking a house from the United States and putting it in Guyana.
Wow.
Everything is high end, and it's very, very priced accordingly. A lot of people are using it as investments. They're buying the property now because the value's going up. And they only have a few lots left, and they have their event coming up there in Orlando. If you know anyone interested in going back to Guyana in terms of investment or to live, you can actually have them go to the website, mahikameadows.com. They can sign up for the event for the people who want to show up there.
I will share that on my page, man. Definitely. Kudos to those guys, man. Mahika Meadows, definitely.
Yep. Shout out to Mr. Joe Jaglal. I hope you're feeling better, sir. All right, let me see. We have a couple more people on the check-in. We have Vishal Prasad. Good evening, sir. Thank you for joining. Let me see what else we got here. We got a lot of followers, as you can see. They're loyalists. They hop on here. They get information. Normally, what I do, I actually have a business person along with someone from the entertainment industry because we are promoting Caribbean businesses from the CARICOM Business Network. That's the original thing. This show and this is just something part of the Caribbean. Caribbean people, we work hard, but we also party hard. So naturally, entertainment is part of the culture.
Definitely.
So we put the two together. Nobody wants to come on here and spend an hour listening to someone talk business all day long. Excuse me. So we have that, like you're basically the entertainment portion, and people come on there, and you have a couple of sponsors that work with you. You have a sponsor in Guyana in particular. You want to go ahead and tell us a little bit about that?
Definitely. That guy, he's amazing, man. This is a young man who has been doing this business for about 15 years. And his business has become so prolific. And the name of the business is the New Doctors Clinic. And his name is Satyendra Kemraj. He supplies all the hospitals in Guyana with hospital beds. The innovation, they're trying to innovate to get the beds more accessible for today's. He does all the ultrasound machines, the high blood pressure machines, the dialysis machines. All the doctors shop at his place.
Oh wow!
And then he's actually in South Beach right now. He's over here right now, and we'll be flying to New York on Friday, and he'll be accompanying me at the wedding that I'll be performing in. So he's out of Guyana, and then he's going back there to his business. He came to Miami in the Miami Convention Center because he wants to get expand and find more suppliers from Miami and stuff. In the convention, they come from all over America. So he went to that convention there, and he said it was really, really good. And I'll be handling some of his logistics. That's what my little business is, logistics.
Nice.
Yeah. So man, he's been so hands-on in this new project that we endeavored in. The name of the song is Rupteda Mastana. And that song, and he will be going to Guyana we'll be having the show at Jack Dish.
Okay.
Restaurant and bar. Yeah, it's a big place in Essequibo, I think it is.
Okay. Yeah, I've never heard of it. First time I'm hearing about it. We can
Yeah,
definitely talk on
yeah,
the show. If you got a flyer, send it over to me. I'll get it
definitely,
on there.
definitely. That
We
will
do
be on
have,
the
I'm sorry, go ahead.
that will be on the 27th of June. We flying in on the 25th, and we'll be
Okay.
doing the music video. We have the man Naresh Singh from
Okay.
New York.
Nice.
He does all my videos, all those nice videos you see, brother.
He's the man. Okay.
Narrating, yeah, he does also. He's flying down the week before they get set up.
Mhm. Perfect. Just want to
We
give
have
a quick shout out to
sorry, go
Ryan
ahead.
Jeffries. DjFess is in the house. Good evening, sir. Thank you for joining us.
I was supposed to mention DjFess. He's the man that made that link, man. DjFess,
sir.
I salute you, brother. That's a hard worker right there. That's a man.
Yeah,
You
right,
want
yep.
to talk about
Mhm.
endurance? That's a man's got it. He's got it right there, brother.
True that. True that. Sometimes me and him is on the computer till 12, 1 o'clock in the morning trying to fix things together. So I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, bro. And you know, I don't want to forget all the listeners who are listening on right now from around the world. You know, all my friends, my fans, my family, man. They the awesome people are listening. I love you guys. I'm very, very grateful for the love I got from Trinidad. I was in Trinidad a few weeks ago. From New York, so many people. I love you guys, and if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be here with Trevor D. You know what I mean, on the Trend TV. You know, again, it's streaming on Roku, on Facebook,
Yes,
on
we're all over,
everything.
man. So Ryan, DjFess, he board is on the 28th. So I think he's asking you for something in there in the comments.
Okay. Nice, man. I'll call you, my brother. I'll call you. Definitely.
He wants a Kumar Sanu jacket.
Tell him I'll send Rohid.
Oh man, you get really involved now. But awesome. I do have your friend Mr. Camraj. I have the information there. Our new doctor's clinic. It's
Yes.
at 12 Boston Street in Campbellville, Georgetown, Guyana. So you guys can go check it out for all the medical supplies and let him know. But I will give him a free business listing on the CARICOM Business Network. So
Oh, nice, Trevor. Thank you.
You know, we can play our part in getting him exposed to the rest of the world and, you know, do our thing.
The way that guy does his stuff, man. It's just so amazing. The way, you know, and it's like I'm so fortunate to be, you know, align myself with him, bro. I learn a lot from a lot of people that I align myself with, brother. You know, and that's what life is about. You know, it's trying to better your game. You know, because the better, you see, we all have a purpose, and I believe my purpose is, you know, as I say, is sharing that respect and representing well, and you know. And he's one of those guys that definitely, because he loves this culture. He loves the Bollywood culture, brother.
Perfect.
And he promotes a young man from Trinidad. His name is Prakash Ramcharan.
Okay.
He works with SAT also. He's a very, very good singer from Trinidad, man. Yeah, very good singer, Prakash is. And yeah, SAT keep going on, you know. I did a couple of shows. It's so weird. We met actually 3 years ago, probably 3.5 years ago in Guyana, when I performed with Abhijit.
Mhm.
Yeah, and so 3 years, fast forward 3 years, that's when he called me, and how he remembered me is one thing he remembered. He said he offered me a drink, and I told him, I said, bro, you know, I'm okay, I don't really drink. No, I just said I'm fine. I didn't say I didn't drink, but then we started talking, and I explained to him. And then when he called me back, he said, remember that conversation? You met me at the pavilion, I think it is, and we were talking. And I was like, oh, yes. So you see, things do resonate with people, you know what I mean?
True that. Cool. Shout out to Rena Motu. Rena Motu said, good night to you, Ashe.
Hi, Rena. How are you? Rena is either in Florida or she's in Trinidad. Hi. Yeah, man.
Yes,
Ryan, man. Fess.
Yeah, Fess is on. He's on a check-in.
I'll be in New York this weekend, Fess. I'll definitely link with you.
All right, so I got a couple more ads running through here. So let's do this. Let's get your friend Satyendra, Mr. Kamraj on the show. Let's get him to talk about the business, you know, the business aspect of it, so we can, you know, help him promote his business, put it out there, let people know exactly what's going on and how we can help out and all that fun stuff. Because that's what we are. We're about promoting not just the culture, but business people and, you know, all of that fun stuff. So let's work on getting him on the show. Perfect.
Definitely.
Now tell us about the music now, the music aspect from you. Do you see yourself? Where do you see yourself in 10 years from now?
10 years from now, I see myself doing a concert in London.
Wow, amazing. That might. I'm pretty sure it'll happen before 10 years, man. I
Oh
see
my
that in the
gosh.
future, shortly.
Yeah, I am Trevor. Thanks for that question, brother, because I'm just getting started, bro.
Mhm.
And I'm going to give it my all because, you find your passion and you work very hard at it. And sometimes it becomes lucrative.
Right.
As I say, money is not my motivation. My motivation is love.
There you go.
I took a few years to get my life together, meaning financially, and then I was able to move on and reboot my musical career. And I did it because I did it in my father's name, Sona Manu. He's my hero, and I didn't think that all of this was going to happen. And I'm very grateful for every second of it, because I like to say that the same way it happens so fast, you can lose it in a second.
True that.
And
So,
sorry, go ahead.
no, I say that is so true. It's I'm kind of missing between. Am I talking to a celebrity musician or motivational speaker? Because everything that you're saying is so positive. So I love that.
Thank you. Well, one of the things that would actually that actually could make that question that you just asked, and I answered, would see myself doing a concert in London. It's a simple word. Well, it's not so much of a simple word. It needs hard work. It's called momentum.
Right.
And you only get momentum when you love what you do and when you work very hard at it. Because when I look back now, 4 years ago, when I first started and I did my first song, to where I am now with all the songs that I did, I say this because I want the listeners to understand where I'm really coming from. The new the young people who trying to get into the music business.
Uh-huh.
This wasn't something that I thought that was going to happen, but when I started seeing the momentum that I was getting with it, it just excited me, and it made me work so very hard at what I was doing and always trying to up my game, because I want to say that that I'm a personal competitive guy. I compete with myself a lot, and it's cliche to say that, right? But I actually do it because I push myself to the limits. I do crazy things sometimes, man. I was doing, not to divert, but I was doing some jump boxes yesterday.
Mhm.
Jumping to try to go higher. And one of the boxes kind of twisted and I fell down, man.
Oh my God. I hope you're okay.
Yeah, I fell down. But the thing is, my dad sent us to do martial arts. I used to do martial arts, so I kind of know how to break my fall.
Okay.
But I break my fall, yeah, but my hand, got a little something. But I didn't stop. I stabilized the box, and then I continued going at it. So I was motivated by somebody that had me going like that. You know what I mean? So it's momentum is awesome when you enjoy what you're doing.
True that.
And you have to always make sure and create a strong mentality, because the same way that you are trying to push forward, there are energies, there are negative energies that are trying to pull you back. But once you know to yourself that you're doing 100, you're giving yourself 100, and you're doing it with respect, you're doing it without incriminating yourself in any way. You don't have to always listen to people, because you know where you reach today, and you know the decisions you make, because every action has an equal but opposite reaction.
True that.
And every action has a consequence. And we don't always have the mindset to think about the consequence before we make actions, or we would be living in a perfect world. We do not live in a perfect world. Even the best of us say, you know what? Sometimes we just rash things because of the situation and the positions we are in. But the more we become aware of certain things, is the less mistakes we make.
Mhm.
And we can try to choose our people that we choose around us. For example, ROKU, to go back to the music, the new song. I love to learn from people. And yes, Mera Eka Sapna Hai was a very, very good song. People love that song.
Beautiful
But
song.
how am I supposed to find a song that could be different from that. I don't want to say better, but different from that, but going in that same trajectory, going in that same arrow that's going up. So what I did is I reached out to some of the best in the business.
Right.
And I asked them, I went to Rishi Maha Studios. And he's if not the best in the Caribbean.
Okay. And
I had Big Daddy, I had Rishi Ram, those guys, we were on the phone, we were trying to come up with an idea. We came up with ideas, we scratch it, we start to think again. And we came up with this song and Rishi said, he goes, bro, I could feel this song. I could feel this song. And I was kind of doubtful because the premise I had of that song was the original of it. Mm-hmm. And it is such a, it's an old song and I kind of the original. I was like, is that going to be good? He's like, Shay, would you give up the opportunity of probably and possibly having the biggest song of your career? And you don't ever say those things. And I was like, okay, cling, cling. I was like, okay, this is Rishi Mahato saying this, and I call it live. I call it on the live here right now. And I was like, he said, and then when he created the music for it and sent that music for me, oh my goodness, it was, I was like, I called him, I was like, who the hell you created this, bro? There's always like a sound that you just love. So I fell in love with it, and I'm the person when I'm doing a song. If you have listened to some of my songs, I try not to think too much into it. I try to I know the song, but I try to do it with my style.
Yeah, okay. You're not going to mimic the original. You're putting
I'm not going to mimic the original. However, I'll be singing in the same key. Probably I like to raise my key because I sing a little higher. But people can sing along. But when I do the song, it's definitely going to be different from the original, and then the music. So it has to be a vibes thing, a vibes thing.
And you have that.
This song, this song, I kind of botched this song because I was looking at my dates. Next week I'm in Trinidad. No, next week I'm in Ohio. The next week I'm in Trinidad. The next week I don't have time to do the song. So I was like, wait a second, I have to go to the studio like Thursday to get this song. So all day while working, I singing this song, my headphones, singing this song. And then I just made up my mind. I was like, you know what? Let me base this thing on experience. So far I've had a good record when it comes to going in the studio, the vibes and stuff. And the last time it didn't actually work out like that. That made it to that song. I can say this now. I had a lot of it was difficult to do.
Really?
Yeah, that made it to that song. It was difficult, and I had to actually work my ASS out on that song, brother.
What made it difficult? What was the difficulty with that, if you don't mind me asking?
But the sound I was looking for.
Okay.
I wanted that sound that like I was doing it. But it was, for some reason, for some parts, it was sounding lazy. And I don't mind being transparent because I'm here to share my experiences. I'm not going to share everything. But one day I will share everything.
Okay. Let's make it alive.
Yes, sir. Making it interesting. So I wasn't feeling it. And I could sit here and tell you it was a walk in the park. But I wasn't feeling that song. And I had to talk to people and find out, and they would say, well, okay, do it like this and do it like that. And then, I finally, say, and then we took a couple of times I took to get that song going, brother. However, with pivoting now to Ruptida, I did that song in one try.
No way.
Swear to God, it was like a vibes. It was like I did the chorus, I did the verse, and then I did the chorus again because I wanted to change it up. And it happened, man.
Wow, amazing.
Excuse me.
Sure. You're getting better at it. So you can tell. I can tell. When I first heard the song, I could tell there was something more behind it because these days there's like 1,000 different artists out there. Everybody's, doing their thing. But the few, like you, for example, I heard the song one time, same thing happened with Rohi Chan. I love the way you guys mix that. The first time I heard Rohi Chan, I was instantly hooked. Same thing with you. I'm like, who's this guy? And I went, did my research, and I listened to all your
thank
songs.
you.
Like, amazing.
I
And
really,
then
I really appreciate that message you sent me, brother. You really, it made a real big difference with that message you sent me, bro. And I really appreciate that, brother. And
no worries, man.
you're one of those guys, Trevor. You're definitely changing the world and the culture, bro. Your platform is so amazing. And, you know, it's like, I do my songs and stuff, and I don't really listen to my songs. To me, it's like me putting on my song to listen to it will be kind of like a little bit, you know. But sometimes it comes up, you know, because of course people listen, you know, it comes up, and that Made It to That song came up last week sometime because I haven't heard it in a while, and I have some good surround system at my house here.
Okay.
And when I listen to it like a regular listener, not like I did the song then.
Mm-hmm.
And it really, really jumped out to me, the Made It to That. And I actually, what I did, you wouldn't believe, like, I have a little bit of crazy going on with me. I wanted to see how the video actually looked. So I took off the volume from the song. Okay. And I just looked at the video because I remember right now, I'm prepping to do my next music video in a couple of weeks. Okay. So I'm trying to see you know, and you know, you can actually see different things when you take the sound off. Yes, you get it's a whole different world. Yeah, there you go. Yes. So I said, let me mute it, let me see what's going on here. And I saw certain things that I can improve in, and I saw certain things that was amazing. Right. And you know, I'm gonna try to use those things, and then you know, you listen to the song, of course, like in your car where you can't really see it. Mm-hmm. And sometimes I'm fortunate when I turn on to the local stations, I can hear my song played. Sometimes it comes up and I'm like, I'm always so excited. Like the first day I heard it, up till now, when I hear my song play on the radio, and somehow it always sounds different when you're not expecting it. Right. Catches you off guard. How does that feel? How does that feel? You're there, boom, your song coming in like, yo, that's me right there on the radio. How does that feel? Know? It's surreal, Trevor. It's mm-hmm. You know what? It feels like, you know what, the hard work, the nights where we don't sleep, mm-hmm. where we thinking, you know, how are we gonna get this done? How am I gonna do this? And then travel the next day and this and that, and all the difficult times and putting things together, like, you know, getting your videographer, getting your outfits, getting everything. You feel so accomplished. And it's okay to feel like that. You know, we don't have to apologize for success, because, you know, we see people on the pedestal, you know, picking up the gold medal, but what we don't see is the hard work that they put to get there. Yes, sir. And everyone that were made, like me and Ryan, we're on there. We're putting things together to get the network more exposure. Nobody sees that at 12 o'clock in the night. He commented there that I got him losing sleep, but that's what it takes. Right, man. It's, oh my gosh, this whole thing for me. I mean, I'm gonna ride this train as long as I can, brother. Oh, hell yeah! Because it's so enjoyable. Because, you know, every time I prep myself for a show, especially one that I have to fly. When I say, you know, this time I'm just gonna take it easy, because during the week you're so busy doing your little business, doing this, doing that. I'm just gonna take it easy and enjoy this trip. So my new plans now is I'm gonna have a snack pack, because, you know, you sit next to people, right? And everybody gets hungry in the plane, right? And Delta, they give you those snacks. I'm gonna walk with some real bad, some top of the line stuff. So when I whip it on, everybody will be like, "Oh my God, why I didn't think of that." I want to give a quick shout out to Siobhan Lacan. He's actually on the show. He's saying that you're an amazing singer. So props to him. Right back at you, Siobhan. What's going on, my star? I had the opportunity of meeting Siobhan in New York, man. Siobhan in New York, man, is amazing, amazing guy, man. That's super cool. I was surprised. They were at a show, and he happened to be just hop on stage. I'm like, who's this guy hopping on stage? Totally blown away. He came, he conquered. I was like, wow, yo, cool. I got to get to know this guy. We exchanged a number. He was on the show here. Super cool dude, man. Very much, man. Respectable guy. With guys like those guys, you know, our culture is safe, man. Yes. You know that. And something, another thing I want to say is that good always overpower evil.
True.
And we don't have to worry about, once we doing our good stuff, man, we don't have to worry about the nefarious things that's happening on the other side, because that will never prevail. And I am a testament to that, Trevor. I am a testament. I'm here to chat today, and this is a good platform to speak about everything.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so easy to come up here and stay on one narrative where everything's all good and everything's all bells and whistles and piñata and all that kind of stuff. But in my journey so far, in the last 4 years, I have had some couple people came at me really, really bad, man.
Oh wow!
And it really affected the whole narrative, because you didn't expect, because they were some of the closest people to me. And all I can say is that once we focus on that light at the end of the tunnel, and we focus on what we gotta focus on and do, we're always gonna win. And they are just gonna fall to the side and disappear. Because we have to strengthen ourselves mentally, and the only way you can strengthen yourself mentally is through discipline. And the only way you can do discipline is to sacrifice certain things. And my mental fortitude comes from my exercise and the times I choose to exercise and the things I do and that kind of stuff. So when they try to come at you, they say on the journey to success, many is gonna love you, but the majority is gonna hate you, that kind of stuff. When they come at you, they're just gonna fall aside. It's gonna be like a dome around you, brother. And I have seen the same people that came at me. I've seen that they just dissipated, man. Yeah, because they can't. Once we hold our fist strong, bro, and we believe in ourselves, brother,
it's
and we
amazing.
do it, man, they can't come close, brother.
It's amazing. There's this old saying that they will love you at first. When you start doing better than that, they will hate you. When you're doing extremely well, they love you again.
Yeah, bro, definitely. And the strange thing is that it was such a shock, because it was the two in the music business was two of the closest people to me in the business. Wow. Would you imagine that? Closest people to me, brother. Yeah, man.
That's amazing. It's always surprises me that people are capable of, trying to bring someone down. I never understood it.
Yeah, man, definitely. But I can tell you one thing. If they had stuck with me, they would have been so much better off today than the opposite right now.
Hey, sometimes they say everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die. So they won't make the sacrifice. So it's
That's a great one. That's a great one, brother. Sometimes we forget that one day we will die. Yeah, we feel that we are invincible in the moment. Even sometimes the best of us feel that we're invincible, but one day everything is just going to. One day we are not going to look the way we look. We are not going to feel the way we look. We'll have to drop the keys so much lower than when we're going to sing. But touching, it's not for me to touch on those things that I just mentioned there, but I had to, because I'm here to tell my story.
Correct.
No, I'm here.
It's all good, man. Yeah. If you want to go on an expose and tell us your deepest, darkest secret, go for it, brother.
It's not much secrets other than me working on and stuff, but all I can say is that, we focus on the things that's important to us. We keep great people around us. And because nobody knows what people have in their mind.
Correct.
Nobody knows that, brother. And from way back in the times till hundreds of years to come, we will never know what people have in their mind. But what we can do is we can learn from experiences.
True that. Focus on you, do what you got to do, and no matter what obstacles come up, keep moving forward. A friend of mine told me, if you find yourself in the middle of hell, what do you do? So I was like, where did that come from? But he explained to me, move forward. You're driving through hell, just don't stop. Keep moving.
Definitely, brother.
So it made a lot of sense to me. Just want to put that out there. So in the industry now, that you're a businessman originally, you got into the music industry, you got some obstacles up and down. What advice would you give to someone that's now coming in here?
I would say to find out what your passion is. So we try to keep it musically here, right? So as a musician, so it's either you play an instrument or whatever you can do. Let's say, for example, okay, let's just say a vocalist. Let's just say you wanna be the next Roy Chan.
Right.
So first of all, you have to go and do vocal lessons. Even though now you don't even have to go anywhere. You can go online, you can go on YouTube, and you can improve your range and your register and all those kinds of things. You can improve by doing certain little exercises and stuff. That's the most important thing, because there are a lot of artists right now who emerging, and because of technology, like one producer told me one time, he said, man, just send them by me. Just send them by me. I will auto-tune their voice and I will make them a star. I was like, that's not the way I would work, man. Because they sound really good on the music video, but put them on a stage. Could they endure?
Yes. It's a whole different animal right there.
You understand? So that is not helping the industry when your motivation is only about making money. So my advice will be, find out where your passion is at. Then try to perfect your passion by exercising your vocals. If you want to be a singer, your vocals, it's a muscle. So any muscle can adapt to any kinds of exercises. So for example, if you're a singer and you want to make a certain range, initially when you try it, it might be difficult for you, but you keep trying it, your muscles and your larynx is going to adjust to that.
Right.
And it will become better, and you will see eventually you're going to be able to make that. So you keep doing it, you take a break, keep doing it, and you will become better. So you must acquire that ability to be able to sing on key. That's most important. The best of singers still has to be have your vocals edited and stuff. That would be taken care of. But for the most part, you want to sing on key, you want to sing in the right range, you want to make sure you're singing from here. When I first started to sing, I was using my head voice for my chest, for my throat. And that wasn't the way to do it. And it took me many years before I really learned how to sing from my diaphragm. Okay. My uncle said to me, he said, Uncle Vinod Manu, he was the leader of the band. He said, go in one room and try to sing like you're singing the third bedroom. Throw your voice. And even that, with practice, then eventually I learned how to do it, and I did it because, I sing okay now, but I wasn't always the best singer. Gotcha. I wasn't always a great singer. And even now, if I don't practice, but the good thing is that I have so much regular gigs that my gigs become a practice now.
Here we go.
Thank God for that, right?
That's perfect. That just works out perfectly.
This weekend coming here, I'm in New York. Then Sunday, I'm doing a guest performance in New York somewhere. Then the next weekend, I have an event to go to. I may be called up to do a couple of songs. Then the next weekend, I have 2 gigs. Then the next weekend is Guyana. Then as I come back, I have a gig in Port St. Louis. So there's a lot of things going on. So I try not to do much practicing during the week and stuff.
Right.
But like a couple of days, I'll go over the songs and stuff and get it ready. And, and then I'll go do my shows and stuff.
Perfect. Now, guess what? It's been an hour already, man. Time flies.
You serious?
I'm serious. So,
oh my goodness.
What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna give you the floor. Go ahead. Any lasting words? Anything you want to say to the viewers? Anything you want to announce? Go for it, brother. The floor is yours.
I just want to say again, man, special thank you to you, Trevor D, for having me on here on this platform for me to tell my story, bro. I want to thank God most of all. I want to thank my mom and dad. I want to thank my angels. I want to thank the man Satyendra Kemraj for being the headliner in this project that we're about to do here right now. I want to ask God to bless his business, man, and I want to thank all the people that support me, all the listeners around the world. Go onto my platform Ashe Manu on YouTube and on Facebook, and I want to thank all my sponsors who have helped me in the past. And I just want to say, guys, let's keep it real, man. Let's keep it real, and let's do this for a purpose, for a purpose of love, and try to not just preach love and do something else when nobody's looking. Let's do it from our hearts, you know what I mean? And it's going to resonate, and it's going to create a better culture. So again, all the best to all my listeners, man. God bless you guys. All the people who listen to my music, all the people who chimed in right now here, yours truly, Ashe. love and respect all the time.
Awesome. Wise words, man. I want to thank you again for taking the time out of your busy schedule, sir, to spend an hour with us. Well, I got to know so much things about you. You don't drink alcohol. You're a fitness freak. You do martial arts. You sometimes fall off of boxes when you work out. So it's been a real pleasure. I love the motivation. I love
Thank you.
the fact that you are thinking about other people are watching it and you have an impact on them and you're trying to put forward a positive spin towards them. You put it in your music. Really appreciate that and look forward to music from you. Just keep bringing it, man. I love the songs. I love the way you put forward it. So just give us music, man.
Thank you so much, Trevor.
Awesome.
I really appreciate this, brother.
No worries, no worries. Come back anytime. Use the platform as needed. You have a show coming up. You want to hop on here for a little bit. We'll be more than happy to accommodate you. Any
Sure.
flyers that you have, send it over to us on the CARICOM Business Network. We also have a part where you can put your flyers, so we'll get the word out there. You want to release new songs, just let me know. I'll make the announcement, help you promote it any way you can. I would like to extend a free listing on the CARICOM Business Network for your business, so you can put your information out there. People can check out your website, your phone number, contact you, all that fun stuff, so that you can keep being more busy.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that,
Awesome.
man. Definitely.
No worries, man. With that being said, I want to, thank our viewers for tuning in. For you guys who joined us on the live, I really do appreciate it. For the people who watches it after the fact, because we get a lot of people who watches it afterwards. Timing is off. I want to thank you guys for that too. And we will be doing this every Tuesday from 8 o'clock onwards now. And I have you to thank for that. So I appreciate that.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you so much,
Awesome.
man.
All right, guys. Take care. Good evening.